Okay, help me out here. Okay, I keep seeing all these videos, these shorts of this lawn care guy, and he keeps getting approached by all these people and all these HOA things. Someone explained to me what the hell the HOA fees cover. Now, there's a few content creators out there where, he talks about how, he's got this stupid HOA, individual who comes up and harasses him on a regular, right? And his son's a real smart ass, and now I guess he's been elected to the board of HOAs. Things have been pretty quiet in his neighborhood since he become president. But the thing is this lawn care guy, he kind of makes my blood boil in some incidences where, people get fined for having gnarly lawns. Yeah, I got a culvert that's kind of cray, right? But according to the stats, first 15 feet from the street into my yard, that's their shit. I really can't do a whole lot to it. But I'm responsible for the fucking mailbox. Right? So if they want it mowed, then they need to get their bush hog in there and fucking do something. That, or I'm gonna wait for, fall break. And the 3 little kids that came by last year, I'm gonna give them $100 each to kill off all that buffalo grass and give them some vacation money, give them something to do. They'll probably buy. They know that I work nights, and they know that my schedule's kind of hinky, and they know that, it's like, they're good kids. Now, the oldest one, if he wanted a summer job, his ass could be here. I would be paying him $100 a week just to fucking mow my grass once. And to weed whack. I think the oldest one was like 14 or 15 years old. But anyway, the point is that aren't HOA fees for like, if your roof gets damaged or you get cracked sidewalk, cracked driveway, broken water line, something like that. That's something beyond your control kind of thing. Right. And then you got people coming in, like, you can't park this in your driveway, you can't park that in your driveway, and you're like, what in the hell? You can't. Some of them, they have to go through, like, the act of Congress to get approved to put a pool in their backyard. That kind of thing. I don't understand the jurisdiction levels of HOAs. I just don't. I don't understand them. You got homeowners insurance for a reason. If you need a new roof, you just file it with your homeowner's insurance. My roof that I had on this house was it. I bought it that way. Now, they had to replace the roof, but it was the cheapest version. It was exactly the same fucking roof that was on there before. They did not upgrade it at all. And they didn't even do it right, to be honest. I mean, when I got this one replaced, oh yeah, they sidestepped a lot of shit. Almost destroyed the framework of the house. It's a good thing the guy came by and looked at it when he did. He's like, oh yeah, you're getting water damage right there. They're going to have to replace that. They're going to have to do this. It's going to be, as you would say, a shit show if you don't get this done now. So I went ahead and got it done. Spent almost $40,000 to do it. But homeowners associations are collecting fees for what? Are they the ones responsible for lawn care? You have to use their contracted lawn care peoples. Now, there's a few of them that work in this region, that I see frequently in the HOA subdivisions that I pour concrete in. And I beg to question, Does it have to be their designated lawn care provider, or can it be anybody you want? Now, from what I can tell, there's like 2 or 3 that are contracted in one particular subdivision, because some of these subdivisions are pretty damn big. And that's a lot of work for one particular landscaping company. Just saying. So, when I see these landscaping shorts where the guy is like, yeah, the guy is part of the HOA and I'm in here doing a favor, and yeah, they're mad. Or you got this other guy, he's talking about how, yeah, I came in and did my friend a favor by plowing his driveway, and I went ahead and did the whole fucking street because I was here. And the HOA gets mad because their people didn't do it. That kind of crap. What do they do other than make people fucking crazy? Walk around with a pad and paper and write people up for having brown grass in a drought. What do they do? What is their purpose? See, I live in an area where we don't have HOA. And there are very few houses in this region of the planet that have really gnarly lawns. I would say that my culvert's probably the gnarliest of the neighborhood. There might be 1 or 2 others. And basically, the one up the street where his grass gets a little high, he works all the fucking time. I work all the fucking time. He gets to his when he gets to it. I get to mine when I get to it. You know, everybody else has pretty much got a contracted landscaper. We're doing our shit ourselves. Right? We're not... The dude that lives next door to me, his got like a foot high because he went into a funk. He's a fucking Vietnam vet. You know, the other guy on my side, he's a Vietnam vet. He has a landscaper. I can't get his landscaper to fucking mow his shit to where he needs to mow it. I'm having to mow into this guy's property in order to cut his shit to match mine. Every time I cut it. Because his landscaper cuts him short. He's supposed to go from the pole straight back. I end up having to cut half of his yard for him to match mine. Fucking everything's even. Anyway, dude behind me, or right next to me, his shit got to like a foot high. He went into a funk. You know, we get that way. Anyway, his car didn't move for like 3 weeks. I was like, is he alive in there? Because he's fucking old, right? I go to the back neighbor. I'm like, hey, his car ain't moved in like 3 weeks. Is he alive in there? He's like, I don't know. I was like, you want to come by and come over with me? He's like, just go over there and knock. I was like, no. He's like, I can wait till you get home. You and your wife want to come over and help me? He's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I was like, well, probably best if you have the missus with you. Anyway, he's like, nah, she'll stay home. She knows. So, anyway, he comes by. We go at the door, and he's yelling at him. And he's like, oh, I just been tired, man. I was like, he's like, I'll get the machine out. I'll come and whack for you. I said, you want to get your push mower out there? And I said, I'll do your backyard for you. He's like, would you really do that? I was like, yeah, I'll tear down the big stuff. You're going to have to go around the house. I don't whack. As you can see. I have African violets. Most of my stuff is African violets. Everything else is like onesie and twosie shit. So, literally, my mulch around my house is African violets. I don't have to I just cut down all the pokeweed and all the crazy random shit that decides to pop up atop of them. I ain't got no time for weed whacking. I don't like doing it. I ain't gonna do it. And yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I have pokeweed all over my fucking yard. I have blackberries and raspberries all over my fucking yard. I have maypops trying to take over my yard. And I have a pear tree. And I actually got a couple of pears this year. And, you know, I accidentally whacked off one of the branches with my mower because it grew out low. Now I'm like, oh, wow, those are new. Okay, this must be year 7 or 8. We're going to have to top this tree. And all the new stuff that comes out, that tree's going to get loaded. Anyway, peach tree out back is getting chopped off completely. But what do HOAs do? Other than just give people fucking, you know, emotional stress and anxiety. I don't get it. And I refuse to live in one after all of the horror stories that I've heard from them. I ain't got time for harassing nonsense. If I want to hang an American flag in my yard, I'm going to hang an American flag in my yard. If I want to put up Christmas decorations and Easter decorations, I'm going to put up Easter decorations, Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations. I don't want to be hearing no fucking nonsense. Now, I've gotten harassed by them being in the cement mixer, which the situation in which this guy was hollering at me about was stupid. Because the project that we were actually doing was the demo house right at the entrance. And the contractor's entrance was down the road, in which I had to turn right and go through all of the already built shit. And it was muddy as hell. So I would track mud all the way up to the spot where we were working. And then the washout area was on the other end of the subdivision, away from the contractor's entrance. And then in order to leave, I would have had to drive through the contractor's entrance and get mud all over the state road. So, yeah, basically I ignored him. But the point being is this guy was bitching about us being there. And there was no way physiologically that mixer was not going to be passing or going through or irritating somebody in an already built, established area. The way the builders had this whole thing set up. The argument was mute. It was completely erroneous, to say the least. So, I called up the dispatch and I was like, dude, he was like, what's the matter? I was like, I'm being stalked by the HOA Nazi. He goes, tell that guy to go fuck himself. I was like, what? And I started laughing and he was like, seriously? I was like, no, I'm laughing because I would never expected to hear that out of your mouth. He goes, yes, every now and then I get my moments. But no, seriously, just tell him to go fuck himself. He was like, do you know where the contractor entrance is? I was like, no. He goes, do you know of it? I said, yep. And I said, and I ain't about to go look for it. And I just kept on going. Oh my God. He chased me down through the subdivision. And another guy, you're disturbing the peace. I said, it doesn't matter what way I go. The project's up there. Entrance is down here. I'm going to have to pass by your house. Washout's out there. I'm going to have to pass by your house. Job is up here in the front. I'm going to have to pass by your house to go to the washout and then pass by it again to get out of here. That way or this way. Doesn't matter. I've got to go by your house. And he was... I said, you can pick your jaw up out of your lap now. HOA ain't going to save you. This is their project. This is the demo. His house went up for sale like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. He was out of there. But what do HOAs do? Nothing! It's a hoity-toity label. They harass people to put liens on their house. For people who can't hardly afford their mortgages as it is, and they're paying these erroneous fees for all this shit. And then when they can't pay it because they break the rules or didn't even know they were breaking the rules. I mean, the color of the paint of your door. How many cars you have parked in your driveway. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. That's why we have, in this area of the planet, we have subdivisions with HOAs. But most of the bigger, real big houses, they are outside of the subdivisions. They're out in the country. They're sitting on 10 acres, and they're probably 8 to 10 bedroom houses. Yeah. With 6-car garages, guest houses, ponds, fishing ponds, indoor swimming pools, tennis courts in the backyard. Fuck yeah. So, when I get cash sale offers, that's why I always ask them. They're like, you want an offer? Yeah, $2.5 million. Take me out of what I can afford. You're going to let me get into something that I really want. Otherwise, leave me the fuck alone. Because the only way I'm going to be able to find something without an HOA is to buy something with acres attached to it. Yeah, the old farmhouse, remodel it, rebuild it, build bigger, and have my peace of mind that I'm not got some Karen knocking on my door because she doesn't like the color of it. We didn't approve your fence. Or the horror stories of them feeling as though they have free domain to my pool. Them kind of people. Yeah. The shit is crazy. Yeah, HOAs, I'm glad Trump did something about them. Yeah, they need to fucking go. The ridiculousness is far beyond logical. Well, the one guy I worked with, he's like, yeah, we got a $500 fine because our grass isn't green. I said, spray paint it. He said, what? I said, go to the fucking store and buy a can, I don't know, case, 2 cases, probably cost you $100 max. And when it's drought season and you're only allowed to grow water your grass every other day or whatever in this fucked up heat, yeah, go get and spray paint it. Do it at night when they can't see. And do it in a way that it looks straight. He's like, you're kidding. I'm like, I'm not joking. You can get those sprayers on a stick. You get a sprayer where you can do the wand, where you can spray it like this wide. That was when I was in Colorado. He was like, no kidding. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Spray paint it. Mm-hmm. That, or cover the entire thing and put in river rocks. And then spray paint the grass, the little bit of grass that you need. Everything else is river rocked. And that way you ain't got to fucking water it. He's like, you're a fucking genius. And I was like, no. I just try to find the easiest path. Path of least resistance. You don't want them barking on your back? Figure out a way to get over it. Get them off of it. Spray paint that shit. Trees dying? Paint them. Fuck it. There's so many people doing that now. It's wild. It's wild. I don't... HOAs are just another bureaucratic agency of a way for the federal government to seize ownership of your hard-earned money. That, you know, there's no such thing as a dream house unless you buy a bunch of acreage and you build it yourself. Outside of that scrutiny. I mean, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you might as well buy fucking land attached to it. Live out in the middle of nowhere. If you're going to get fined $500, I don't know. What's the payoff? Wear and tear on your vehicle for traveling a little extra to get to wherever your occupation is if you don't work at home? Or dealing with the fucking, you know, neighborhood Karen coming up and harassing you every fucking day? What's the payoff? What would I rather deal with? I'd rather deal with fucking putting fuel in my truck and having peace of mind, not having to deal with that kind of idiocracy coming to my fucking door on a weekly. Just saying. Who's with me? Things that make you go, yeah. And I'm pretty sure, you know, there's a lot of people out there that think the same way as I do. But yeah, this is why a lot of people are, you know, they're going into the great depths of the horrors. Like, there's land in Texas for like $1,000 an acre. You have fucking no idea how tempting that is for me. $10,000 for fucking 10 acres? I will figure it out. I will figure out how to make an oasis out of a desert. It is tempting. It is very fucking tempting. So anyway, I'm going to get off here now. Because I gotta pee. 2, I need to do my nails. They're growing really good. God, thank you, GLP-1. And I will catch you all later. Peace.